Hello everyone, I hope I find you well. Today I want to talk about this project which recently released his first version. It's called Cardano Developer Studio. This one have only one objective and is be a kind of place where you can find everything you need to develop in Cardano smart contract. Here you will find different tools like your own node, stuff with wallets, and of course different examples of smart contract and front-end implementations. Well, you can find everything here in the documentation of the project. Well, we can go to what is included there. If we find here we got all was I was talking about the Cardano node, Cardano wallets, and different tools and elements to you can deploy and use. Most of them are implemented in a Docker integrations, so you can deploy it in your own environment without install everything. It's so easy. So here you have a quick description of every project which is inside, and there you got the original repository of them. Um, so let's make a quick clone. To make a clone, you only have to copy this, open a shell, and here put git clone. Once it's finished, you can enter there and open the Visual Studio Code. Here you're going to find a message. You can open this in a container. Um, for now, we're only going to see what we got here. The different directories, you can find the examples, the example of the frontend. Here different configs, doesn't necessarily go inside. The Docker environments, documentation, and different scripts. You don't need to enter there. We can talk about the examples. Here you can find the policies examples and the validators. This is easy to use and easy to find. You can see directly here everything. I'm sorry for this. Um, and you can use it as you want. And I'm going to help you as a kickoff of your project, and you can copy and use every function here. Two, you have helpers functions. This is a kind of library. These have a lot of functions to use and will be help us to will be useful for the develop of the off-chain on-chain code. For example, if we can find a use of them here in the policies and the check date. We can find this function. Where is this one? On-chain helpers. This function is not native of Plutus. Well, you can use it directly using the library. While continuing through the project, we can go to the Frontend Template. You have different components of the simple frontend. You can use it as example, and a lot of errors here, but don't worry, it's because I don't have installed dependencies. But you can use it on how to burn, how to mint, as a quick template of how to implement it. And later we're going to see how this work. Watching to how to test every contract, implement that quick test, and it's a simple Plutus simple model library, and this is quick to use, and you can test everything you want and make your own transactions here, mint and burn tokens, and use it as you want. You can find two different resources test and how implement it. This is a difficult way to implement it because this is not native of Bluetooth B2, but the next version of the Bluetooth will implement it as a better way. So this is going to be a subject of the next version of this project, of course. I highly recommend uh, go inside the helper and see what do or how is implemented every function, and will be so useful, and you will reduce a lot of the problems and the time of develop just for which function are implemented here. To use it, you only have to go to your cabal.project and put it here. What is here? Including package helpers, and inside your .cabal, put this build depends Cardano helpers, and this is how you will use it. And direct as I show, you can import as a everyday function. Let me show you which scripts we got implemented here. All this stuff is painted in the documentation, of course. If you go to here, a smart contract sample, you will find a huge documentation about what kind of smart contract we got, and what's happened when I install an environment with which apps are installed or dependencies, or how to work with the examples, as we're going to show right now. But I want to talk about which kind of smart contract are implemented. We got 6 policies and 4 validators. We got a always false validator and policy, always true validator and policy 2. This one are so intuitive. Always false, you can never claim it, or you can never mint or burn something with that contract. It's a way of example, you know. Always true is the opposite thing. Always can claim it, always can burn mint with it. Then you got a check date. Check date have 2 variations. If we go to the implementations, we can watch it. We got before and after. So if you have to put a deadline as parameter, or in the validators you can use another way too. Let me show you. Check date. Yeah, you can use with a datum. To, you can put the deadline in a datum, and you can use it to check if the date of claim or burn and mint is before or after of a deadline, a specific deadline. Is with that purpose. Check signature as the same way. We got datum option and parameter option. With the policy only have the parent option, and it's check if we got a specific signature in our contract, only one. And then we got another policy, extra policy, two extras. One of them is to mint a token using a redeemer, as we would here. If you saw here, we're going to see the redeema, and here we got the if case of the reamer, mint and burn, and this implemented another bad redeema. This one make fail, of course. And the another one is a NFT. This receive UTXO as a parameter, and is the usual way to mint a NFT with this kind of checking. You can use it as example, of course, and it's there to illustrative way. Well, but what we can do with this? Well, first we're going to need have installed Docker. Uh, ensure the version of Docker is which you need and your machine. I'm already using Arch Linux and I have a couple of problems. So if you have Windows or another or Mac or another distribution of Linux, ensure this everything will be fine. So back in Visual Studio Code, we're going to find this thing. This extension is very useful. I recommend install it. So here we can find I don't have any container and an image. So we're going to open this project in a container. This is going to read the dot container and will open inside of one. Well, we are inside of a container here. If we find this extension, we are inside the Cardano Developer Studio container, and here we have environment with every step we need installed at first, of course. From here we can run the script run. This one going to install everything we need, and here this deployed is this CLI menu. We have all we need here. First of all, we're going to go to the first option, and here we go to Docker Compose configuration, and from here we're going to run every container. We're going to start with the Cardano development container, and it's going to install it, and now it's running as we watch here. Back in the main menu, we push 7, and here we selected. We can run this option in the local machine as you can see, but we're going to use it in our environment because we don't want to install every dependencies in our local machine. So we're going to open it. Well, we're going to try to build it all. Finally, this section will delay a bit, but we got all the dependencies installed. Here we can make the second option, test all, and well, as I said, you can see every test going okay. You can test it alone, everyone, of course. Uh, well, what we can do with this? Well, we can run these examples in CLI. We can choose the validators or the policies. We're going to run the policy, and we're going to use the always true, of course. And here we can make this thing. We can test it as we saw before. Everything is okay. We can deploy it. Deploy is well, we can see this. be here inside in export. We can find here the CBAR and the type of the contract and the symbol of the currency which this policy meant and bird, of course. And we can create a transaction. If we try to use it, we're going to find three sections. That means we're going to need a node running and a wallet file. So let's go into to run a node and a wallet. We go into Docker Compose workflow and then we can run a Cardano node. Here we can use every version as we want, but we're going to be careful because there's a couple of files. We're going to be careful with the version of which version is. As we see, we got a couple of versions because we passing through a couple of versions and need to reinstall these files. You can find that files in this web page and in a pre-production testnet you can find everyone. Um, this is not ideal, so it's a bit awful, but this is going to be improved in the next version, of course, with a matrix of version and a better way to do this. But for now is what we got. So come back here. We're going to use the latest version. Is the 9.2.1 in the pre-production. And this as default, of course. If we never run the node before, we put yes. Well, once it finished, this is going to run node. We can find here the container. We can go to the node tools and select it. And here we got different tools to use, as for example the version. And here we're going to see the CLI tip. As we see, we have a sync progress. It's the synchronization of the node with the Cardano network, and it's going to take a while. So we can run the wallet no wallet container too. In this section, we're going to be careful too because we have to use the same version of the node, uh, the same network, and here we got another problem because the version of the wallet depends of the version of the node too. So for this, we're going to the Cardano wallet repository. As we saw, we can find it in the what is included and go into Cardano wallet here. Here we can go to the releases and here we are. We can find this node compatibility and we can see the node 9.2.1 is the version this one 2024 9 and 29. So we're going to use it and the port is default. So this is going to solve it. If you choose the wrong version, this is going to give you error. So be careful with that. So there you got. Well, now we have to wait for the Cardano node ended. As we see, it's a bit slower. So when this sync progress going to 100, this going to synchronize to the Cardano wallet, and then you can of course use the wallet as you want. So we're going to wait a bit again. Well, a couple hours later, we found this in the 100%. Well, you can see the logs as with the for option. If we go to the Cardano wallet, we're going to find the same menu, and we're going to find this option, sync process status ready. This tells us always everything ready to work. So let's create some wallets. To create a wallet, you can use the third option. So you put three options. This generate 15 words as a seed, as a I'm sorry, as a secret phrase. You can use put a name, I suppose Alice, and a phrase with 10 characters. Well, this created. Uh, this will create this this file. I suppose will be not here, and here we got all about Alice, like the address, the all address generated with that seed. With sorry, what is this phrase? Well, you can find it here. Different stuff of this wallet already created. We're going to create another one. Call it both. If you see, you're going to have, of course, another 15 words. And we got above. There you go. From here, what we can do is, for example, list it, and here we can see we got two Alice and Bev. We can list the UTXO we got using this ID. This node, we only want to use one, and we can see here we don't have any UTXO. Right now we're going to see how to faucet our wallet. To have an initial quantity of ADA, we have to copy our address and go to ADA faucet, and here we're going to select here the net, the preprod testnet, and we're going to receive ADA. We put here the address and request found. Well, all is success. So we can go to Cardano preprod and Cardano scan and see this transaction. It's not ready, but when it's going to be ready, we can check it. There it is. We can see we receive the data in our wallet. So let's go here, and if we go to list again our wallets and copy this ID, we can go to list our wallets UTXO, put the ID, and here we can see this transaction and the number of ADA. If we copy this, we're going to compare it, and it's the same. Cool. From here we can do whatever we want with this wallet. So we're going to Cardano Develop and going to use some contract. For example, we're going to mint a token. We're going to run example contract. We're going to add policies. Here we're going to the always true. Here we're going to create a transaction. Here we need to select our wallets, nodes, and the contract files. So we do it. If you have this problem, this permission denied, you have to open this depends of your system, but you have to give the permissions this way. There is. We try again. There is. We select the contract, and now the wallet. We select Alice. Cool. If we see which UTXO we got, we're going to find this one, and we're going to mint a transaction. We can create a collateral for this wallet, but that is for the NFT case. We're going to need a UTXO as a parameter, so it's not in this case. We're going to the sixth option. We need to select a UTXO, so we select one, and now 0 to finish. Now we're going to put a name. We're going to select test that generate this hexadecimal, and number of token we're going to select 1. We keep empty to finish. Cool. That is submitted. So if we wait a bit, we're going to see we got another UTXO with our token. This is the hexadecimal. We can go to the Cardano scan and watch our address. This is address we are generate. This is Alice, I mean. And here we got a token received test. So that's cool. So if you want to try to use a validator, we have to do the same thing. Go to validators, we need to use the always true. And here we're going to deploy it. Cool, and now go to create a transaction. We select the container, we have to select the smart contract. Now we're going to interact with between Alice and Bob. As we saw, Alice have this UTXO, but Bob don't have any. He's going to need some ADA to interact with the contract. So I'm going to send it as we saw before. Now Bob have a bit of area to interact. So we're going to select the Alice wallet. We're going to select the 7 option, and then we're going to use the default option and the second UTXO to get that amount, and there it is. So we have to wait a bit, but if we change to Bob, we have to see which UTXO have in the contract. This will be a bit chaotic because we got a couple of UTXO here. So we have to check the Alice wallet, and we can see there which UTXO is what we are looking for. So as I said, we got uh, a lot UTXO in our smart contract because this is because our smart contract is so generic, and this generate we can find different UTXO of different people what are doing the same as we are doing. Try to test always true contract, and it is the UTXO of that people which left his added here. So if we go to the scan, we can find, I made another one to test. This is the Alice wallet. We can see here we got a UTXO, which it's received by the contract, but it will be a bit difficult to find it by this system. So we're going to try to claim anyone. If we see which with a UTXO we got in our wallet, in the Bob wallet, we find I claim already a contract making a test. So let's try again. If we're going to claiming, put this UTXO, and here we're going to select anyone. This is a bit difficult. We have to find a inline datum empty. So let's try to this one. 3, and let's try. Yes, submitted. There it is. If we wait a bit, we have to wait another little so. There it is. And this one, of course, they have a cost, have a claim a smart contract. So there not is 20, is 18. So there is cool. So as we saw, we can interact with any contract as we saw with the policies or the validators. So this is a way you can play and test your own contract. You can make a deploy and see what's happened. A last detail of this contract is if you go to a check date, we're going to have a deploy option. This will need we put a parameter object here, as we see. This ask us for a deadline right now, but if we want generate a script without any parameter and put the parameter in execution, we can go to the policies. I'm sorry, to the validators and see we got no this one policies. I'm sorry, and see we got deploy without params. So we can execute this deploy instead this one in the script in the CLI, and that would help us to generate the seaboard without any kind of parameters, only if you want. Of course, this option is a less change of our release and will be better improvement in the next version. But if you're looking for a better way to interact with this contract, interactive way, so we can go to the Frontend Template and see we have a lot of documentation and how to use it. So let's use it. I'm going to use it quick start. We already cloned it, so we're going to go out of the Docker. We're going to execute in our PC directly. And you have to have installed a couple of dependencies, for example, npm. So npm install. There is everything is fine. As I said, we have a couple of prerequisites and are this one. So note npm or yarn Blockfrost API key. We're going to see what's that, and a wallet as Nami, Ethereum, etc. And so on. I mean, and for this one we're going to see later, but for now we're going to need this one. I present you Blockfrost. If you don't know what it is, it's a API to give you some endpoints to get some network information. If you go to your dashboard and create a project, you will make a preview and this gives you a key. Of course, I don't going to show you, but you have to your project and in the environment, you have to put it here. You have to put it here. Cool. And you have to change this name to environment directly. So rename environment. There is. I'm sorry, that was environment dot log. There is. And now we're going to back to the instructive and now run this. Okay. And now I forgot a step. I will have to be in this directory. So it's going to enter there. Now we're going to use npm install. And now we're going to run the next step, this run div. This don't going to work if you don't put your API. So remember to put that. And there is running. If we go to that localhost, we're going to find this web page, and you can install any wallet as you want. I have already installed Nami, so I select it, and here we can interact directly with any validator or any policy, and here we got the information of any of them. So if we want to go to the contract address, we can go here. Let me check. I'm a human. I'm definitely a human. So I'm going to find the explorer of this contract, and we will find all the UTXO we already saw in the CLI. So from here you can interact with that. For example, I'm going to put some ADA here. I'm going to generate a contract. Uh, there is the transaction is okay. We can copy this and search for it in our Cardano Explorer, and this will delay a bit. I'm sorry, I had a mistake. This localhost will show you the preview network, so this information will not be useful for you because you need to be in the preprod. For being the preview, you only have to change your Blockfrost API key. So as we was in the preprod, we're going to keep in that, but keep that in mind. We are here in the preprod. We can find what we make, and if we want to use that transaction, we only have to find the UTXO and claim it. So we don't going to do that right now, but keep that in mind. So we can mint something, for example, a test, yeah, 10 tokens. Let's mint it. Let's sing. And there is the transaction. Remember, we are right now in preprod, but we can find here when it will be ready. Well, our Cardano scan is not already find this transaction, but I can see it in our wallet direct here. These 10 assets. So let me check once again. No, this can't find it, but well, it's sometime going to find it and show us. Let's burn it with the other button. And there is the other transaction. We can check if we want there, but it's a bit there is the first transaction, and well, we can check if we find another one. There is, and if we watch our wallets, there is no token, so it's burning and minting as we want. So there is another way to do this, so let me show you. If we go a bit down, you're going to find website usage. So with the CI and CD implementation. So let's use this detailed usage guide. And what we have to do is clone again the project. We already have it, so we're not going to do that. We're going to the frontend CD, and then we're going to initialize our project. A project example, you know. So making this, we're going to start a new repository, and this is going to be our new project. This repository are going to have all this stuff what we need to use it. So I here creating a repository. Let's create it. Must be public, and let's going to use it a front end use. Let's create it. Well, I already have it. And we're going back to here. We're going to follow these steps. We're going to be enter the template. Okay, it's okay. We're going to copy this code. Well, we are already in a copy of this project, and now we're going to unit this a GitHub project. Cool. And now we're going to use this command, but we're going to copy our URI. I'm already going to show you how this works. I copy this, and then I go to my project. There is, and copy this. Cool. And I am saying to GitHub, this is going to be my project right now. Nice. And now I'll go back here and I copy this. I'm going to add everything there is initially, and going to make an initial commit and then push it. Let's show what's happened. Well, if we go to our project repository right now, we're going to find we can find everything is here, and here we're going to find an initial commit uh, where we're going to see or trying to execute and test, and that's cool because they're going to let us use a CI and CD, and let's how integrate all this stuff with Docker. So we're going to the repositories here. We have to make a account in Docker and create one. We're going to use the same name, uh, frontend use. I already write bad, sorry. Must be front end, but I'm going to let that way. Cool, that's great. Well, we're going to find there's nothing here. We're going to need our tokens here. Let me show you how to find it. Well, from here I have to go to my account settings, and here we have to go to the personal access tokens. I'm going to create a read and write, and let's put a name. So front use is okay. Uh, and there is. This is going to be my personal token. You already not see it, but it's what we're going to use to our project. But if you don't know why we are doing this, so we have to go back here and find in this step, we have to add these secrets to our repository. So let's do it. We're going to settings, and here we're going to go to I'm sorry, where is settings, secrets and variables and actions. Okay, we have to go here, actions. As here, secrets and variables. Sorry, here, repository secrets. Nice, we go there. I'm going to do this quick, so let's let's watch you in a let's see you in a bit. So in this step we have to put a Blockfrost preview. So let me show you. We have to put the last one here. Yeah, we create another project in Blockfrost to give another ID. So there is. We have to find everything cool. We have to go to our code and generate a new release. Let's post this release and a tag 1.0 and let's publish. Cool. We have to go to actions here and going to find another test doing. As we can see here, we're going to find everything gets well and go to the repository and we're going to find actually a version working. So cool. Let me show you how this works in a place directly. So this is already a Docker image working. We can push it and use it with this tag. But let me show you how to use in this platform, Demeter. Let's show you how to create a quick frontend. And there you got. Let me show you which image you have to use. You have to use this one with that version. It's too quick to make. We're going to use the same name. Cool. Nothing else. Replica. It's short. A preview and great. There is. There is working actually. And we have to open a stuff. I'm sorry. We have to wait a bit to find everything good. We can find here is everything fine. So let's expose some ports. As I said, we're going to export a port. We're going to use the well, port number this one and expose it. There is, and if we go here, we're going to fail initially. But if we wait a bit, we can find this directly. And everything will be working as was working in the last time. So we have to give the access. Here we are. Now it's working in a preview, so these leaks will be fine working. Here's everything. We got a couple of more tools to specific use in your project that will be a bit extended. And if you know what tools they are, you can use it as you want. There is the implementation, and if you don't know what it is, you can go to the what's included here, read it and what you want. So I hope you find this project useful and use as you want and find it as I said useful, because we are doing this with much love and we're trying to provide to the developers and the futures developers all this stuff and tools what we need to start to develop. And as we saw, there is not not less. There's a lot of tools and things to do. So I I hope you will find this useful and that I use. So see you in the next time. And this is the first version of the Cardano Developer Studio, and the idea is keep this updating and keep releasing versions. So I hope to see you again. Goodbye.